Maybe you can tell us a little bit about your background. Where did you grow up and how did you get interested in the entertainment business?
I grew up in Houston, Texas. And then when I got to college, I went to the University of Texas. I thought about the idea of film, but this was 1983, and there wasn't an independent, American independent film movement yet, and no one talked about doing that. So I majored in business, but I was lucky enough to get into something called the Business Honors Program, which gave me a lot of flexibility. It was like a prestigious part of the business school, and they have film classes at University of Texas. In fact, they were at that time they were one of the very few universities that provided like film equipment to undergrads. And I took all the prerequisite classes and snuck over and got kind of teacher consent to be in the film production track of classes and made 16 millimeter films that were shot on wind up Bell and Howell cameras and black and white reversal film, and you'd edit it with literally with a razor blade. We weren't we at least in film one, and I made films, and I loved doing it. I thought I was good at it. And then when I graduated, I kind of chickened out again, and I did investment banking for a couple of years because of this business degree I had. But then I went back to Houston. I was in New York for the investment banking. Went back to Houston and kind of earned 2 years of credit with my family, or made a little bit of money, and I just decided, to do some more creative stuff. I started a theater with a childhood friend. We ran it for 5 years. I produced about 40 theatrical productions. A lot of these were original shows. Our kind of mandate was original shows by local playwrights. And then eventually moved to Los Angeles in '94, started working at Corman to kind of get my feet wet. Roger Corman's company. I had a friend that was running the studio there, and then worked my way up the kind of production track. First AD. I production managed a Academy Award winning short film back then. And then the kind of big experience for me was I was the first person hired by a gentleman named Peter Broderick for a new company that he was starting called Next Wave Films, which was financed by the Independent Film Channel. And we gave finishing funds to exceptional low budget feature films. We gave finishing funds to Joe Carnahan's first film, Blood, Guts, Bullets, and Octane, to Chris Nolan's first film, Following, to Amir Bar-Leb's first film, Fighter, and to some other, really exceptional films. I worked there for 6 years, from '97 to 2002. And then when IFC kind of, closed it down, I became an independent producer and produced the only kind of films I really knew anything about, which was micro budget films. I mean, I had that's the kind of filmmakers I was talking to for 6 years and looking at their films, and the kind of films that I had come to LA with the idea that I would make Clerks myself as a director. That was why I came to LA. So it's always been my thing, and it doesn't pay the bills tremendously well. So I started something called No Budget Film School in 2005. I teach no budget filmmaking. It's a very specific thing that I do.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Selling Your Screenplay podcast. If you'd like to hear the full interview, just go to sellingyourscreenplay.com/podcasts, or to go directly to the episode, just use the link in the show notes. Thanks for watching.